online broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Running through my veins.
That's how I feel every
Sing
time
along.
I hear this song.
Sing along version for today's intro.
I'm just gonna float along.
Just to know that I'm awake.
Okay. Well, you
Bad guys.
I was gonna
We need to
say,
work
we're
on
not
that.
singers, you know. Nobody claimed we were singers
well,
on the show. I was gonna say probably nobody tuned in to hear that. So
No.
anyway, welcome back, guys, to the AfterBuzz TV Shannara Chronicles after show for episode 6, which is Pykon. Sounds very, very epic.
For reals.
For total reals. So yeah, anyway, who is joining me today? We have the OG back. We have the OG back.
Am I the OG?
Yes,
you are. She's like, who's?
All right, I'll be the OG, which I only recently learned what that was, but I already forgot. Tell me what it is on Twitter. It's Heather G TV.
And we're gonna let you tell her on Twitter. We're not gonna tell her on the show, okay? So tell her
I don't
on
know. I like knew, and then I don't. It was the Kanye thing earlier this week. Whatever, I forgot already.
It's all right. Alrighty. You can find me online on Twitter and Instagram at Kari D Lane, and on Facebook at Kari Lane Actor, and that's Kari Kari.
Good to know.
Yes, exactly.
I just
Make sure you
realized
always spell it
all the
out.
iTunes things. I'm like, oh yeah, YouTube, they'll see it, and then I'm like, wait, iTunes.
If it's just in case.
So I'm looking out for
Just
you
in
guys.
case.
Yeah.
Just in case, and I'm Maria Cavassuto. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat. I'm like recently obsessed.
We just snapped.
We just totally
We did it.
Snapchatted before we started. At all of those 3 places at MGCVSST. So
We still got the music going. This is awesome.
I know,
I
love
like it.
this.
It's
We should
very
let it play longer every time. Thank you, sound engineer.
For the next 45 minutes, we're just gonna play the music.
Yeah, and just
How long is it?
stare
It's a
into the
long
camera.
song. Yeah.
It is a long
Yeah,
song.
yeah, it's a good thing.
All right.
All right, well, let's get it started.
Yes.
So this episode is it's quite epic.
It starts off
It starts off very
pretty
nicely.
epic.
I really let's see what you guys thought about this, but I really enjoyed that love dream that she has at the
did you
beginning.
now?
Yes,
Did you?
I did. I did.
Well, we predicted this love interest from day one, pretty much. So.
Well, now we know what she really thinks, because your dreams are your subconscious and everything.
Yeah,
So we knew it. We knew she was lying. Like, I'm not interested.
Yeah, she's like,
Liar.
I can't let my feelings get in the way. Well, guess what, girl? They're getting in the way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they get in the way of everything. But okay, I
A
always
merry-go-round, really?
That was
saw
so
that too.
weird, guys.
I have to be the wardrobe police again.
Yes.
Who
Go for it.
sleeps, by the way, in a leather bandeau strapless thing?
No,
going
no,
on?
it's not a bandeau. It's her full corset that she wears
Okay.
all the time.
Who sleeps? That's
She
worse.
just took off the other part.
And Carrie wins. Yes, Carrie's got it right. It is. It's the corset thing.
Yeah. Well, okay, with that, I was thinking that too. I'm like, how convenient that she looks
I know,
naked when she
so
first sits
sexy.
up. I actually would have been
that.
happier if she was nude, because then that makes more sense. Like, you took it off to breathe. Because,
does.
man, of course, you can't breathe in those if
No,
you actually
no,
tie that
absolutely
tight.
That's it. Well, she's
Not
very
well.
she's very teeny, so I guess
Yes.
it's okay. But yeah, I actually looked over at you and you were just like, "Is she naked?"
Yeah, right.
I like that. I'm like,
Is she?
but
or is
that's
she
what
not?
they were trying
Listen,
for.
I
Yeah.
have to be the wardrobe police because people
Yeah.
were tweeting us screenshots about
Yes.
like remember we brought up they were looking
Yeah.
a little too modern. Yeah,
Yeah.
people were screenshotting us stuff, so I have to bring it up every week.
No,
now,
of course.
for sure.
Yeah, some of it's out there, but we appreciate the effort because I mean I think some of the outfits really do look kind of cool.
Yeah,
but
I agree. The corset, not a bandeau, the corset looked really cool. Not my
Not for
not my
sleeping.
pajamas of choice, but you know.
You know the other thing though, it is an overbust corset. If you lift those arms up,
Oh, the
There she
boobies.
goes.
Just the.
There it goes.
they haven't quite
Wow.
gotten into that yet. But I was like,
Wow.
wait a minute.
What, I'm sorry.
because
Can you repeat? What are those called?
she's an
Over-
overbust.
Overbust.
Because I have an underbust one, so then you wear something with it. Though I have seen girls
I
wear a
didn't
bra
know-
with an underbust. So an overbust is the corset and it covers over the breasts.
Okay.
But I guess depending on how tight you tie it, you'd worry about like you're just
Is this the first you're hearing of this?
No, this is totally the first. Although
Me
I do
too.
understand because I have worn like a bustier or whatever that's of that sort, and then you do lift up your hands, and the ladies, rise.
Maybe
or
I'm
whatever.
just not an actual girl. I didn't know these things existed.
Well,
I like the
how
term.
many girls really own corsets and such? Not that. It depends how much costumes. I do costume stuff too.
Oh,
so
there
that's
you
why.
go.
I'm like,
Okay,
I
that all
have it for
makes
wardrobe
sense.
and events.
Yeah.
Well, moving on. The dream.
Yes.
The dream.
The dream, aside from the wardrobe almost malfunction. Whoa, okay, sorry, I can't even say that. That was like, anyway. I do agree. The merry-go-round was strange.
It's a little weird.
It was like,
bit.
But it's symbolic. Wait for come on, they're spinning around. They don't know which way is up. Okay, never mind.
oh.
I was trying to give it a deeper meaning than it probably had.
I mean, maybe. I
Maybe.
feel like it probably does have a deeper meaning. I just thought it was silly because I'm like, they're kind of like big people on these tiny
Teeny
little
little-
thing, and they're just like, ha 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 ha. And I'm like,
We're about to die.
As if they would know how to use it too.
yeah, I mean, that's kind of
Yeah.
great instinct, guys. Really, it was.
Yeah.
It was.
Why don't
pretty.
you just roll around on the ground instead?
Ooh.
Just saying. That's what would be my first thought. Let's go sit on the merry-go-round. No, let's just roll around in the dirt. Come on.
Come on, it's
Come
more
on,
fun.
Did we know it was a dream right away?
Yes.
I think Carrie said that too. She was just
The
like,
color was different,
it's a
too.
dream.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It was.
It's got that little hue that's like,
Yeah.
oh, something's off a little
It's like
bit.
a hazy kind of thing.
Oversaturated.
I
Colors were a little bit.
thought also they wouldn't just run off and leave their camp. You
Oh,
know?
and she was so
like-
excited too. Will's like, come with me. And she's like, I've been waiting for you to say that.
Yeah,
So
it-
that made me go, no.
Yeah, it was a little out of character, especially because she's been up till now. She's been like, no, we're not
So
going to deviate from the plan.
serious,
We're
yeah.
just going straight, and no, nothing can be different. So it's just like I found it a little strange too. But then what was creepy was the Dagdamore ends up being who she's kind of like. Well, they kiss in the dream or whatnot. But then it is the Dagdamore, and I'm like, oh, that's a nightmare. That's no longer a dream. That's
Yeah,
pretty
it does
freaking
turn into
scary.
a nightmare for sure.
Yeah.
She almost copulated with the Dagmar.
Yeah, who knows? I almost thought
Whoa.
like, whoa, is that person or the Dagdamore the demon in her mind now too?
Oh, that's actually a really good question. Yeah.
Oh.
That's a legit concern, though, with how he works.
Yeah, I mean,
I'd say so.
I guess like I don't really fully understand how he
Yeah,
works.
we don't really know how those powers work.
Yeah,
For sure.
because I feel like the people who've been entrapped a little bit by him were first
Yeah.
banned and then Al-Anon in this episode. But I was like, how would that get to her? But it's possible.
You never
Yeah,
know.
maybe.
Yep.
It's possible. But anyway, she does wake up after that scary moment.
And she is wearing the corset in real life, not just
Yeah.
the dream.
No, she is. So there, and there we go. But then there's kind of this notion of Pykon because there's a storm coming, right? A storm coming. And Pykon is like an old elven fortress, and it's the only way to pass the mountains, right? Instead of going around.
Yes, through.
Exactly, through the mountains.
An easy way through.
An easy way, very similar to like a Mines of Moria thing in Lord of the Rings, which I was like, this is just so similar, and even like going up the mountain and whatnot.
Can we talk about how lame they climbed that mountain? I'm sorry. I have not quite done that much. I've done rock climbing, but I haven't quite done like how they did it. But I'm
Yeah.
like, my
Snow
first
mountain
instinct would be facing the mountain, both hands,
Holding.
never leave that rope. You just kind of scoot along, and they're like facing out because you're gonna fall forward. You're more likely gonna fall forward that
They
way.
really needed to chat. They really needed to.
But you look, I'm facing forward with you right now, and I can talk to you. I don't need to have my back
this is
that
true.
way.
This is true. So,
So-
they're not experienced mountain climbers.
No, they are
Okay.
not. They're
Yeah,
not.
it was
and
a
also,
little cheesy.
it just kind of, I found it even more cheesy, I guess, or cheesier, that Will is the only one who slips, It just is
Yeah.
so in character. But
He's kind of like a
He's like, guys, you needed that comic relief.
Yeah, exactly.
he is. And
Let me
it's
trip
just
for
like,
you.
Yeah. Let me trip for you guys, and here's my act,
Ba-dum-bum.
I'm done. Ba-dum-bum.
It was an invisible banana peel.
It totally but very Mario Kart of him.
Yeah.
But before that, he actually he's the only one who really seems concerned. I feel like that this Reaper is, or that there's demons out there. They don't know about the Reaper yet, but that there's
Yeah.
demons out there. And I'm like, really? Like the guy who's the most naive out of all of them is the only one who's like truly concerned. He's the
Right.
one kind of like looking behind and like checking
Yeah.
his back, and he's like looking around. And it just so happens that Reaper is still alive. Which I thought he was dead. I thought he was dead. He
And
got
we got
blown
YouTube
up.
comments on that, so great job, guys, picking that. A lot of you were like,
Yeah.
no, I don't think so, and so.
Yeah, that he's apparently
You're right.
He's apparently like one of the most
Indestructible?
powerful. Yes, indestructible, one of the most powerful demons in the Four Lands or whatnot. So it's like it would be very hard to destroy
Plus,
him.
I mean, you can't get rid of the bad guy in episode 5.
No.
I mean,
Henchman. He's not the bad guy.
I know, but you know,
a bad guy.
But he's a bad guy, yeah.
Yeah, that'd be way too easy.
way too easy.
He's just so, and it's so huge, you know. I just kind of, I was like, I guess he could be dead, but I was like, that is too easy.
It'd be too easy.
But it wouldn't surprise me either because they kind of do a lot of strange things and kill people left and right. So I'm like, well, you know,
What ifs?
So they get to this Pykon place,
Yes.
and it looks semi-abandoned.
It's mostly abandoned.
It's mostly abandoned, but then we got these two new characters who come in.
Yeah.
So what'd you guys think of Remo, who's the older, the guy, the
I didn't
bald
trust
guy?
him. Oh,
No,
well,
we can't
no.
trust anybody in this show.
No.
We can't.
You know, this show is a weird mix of people being extremely naive, going, I don't believe anything's happening. I don't believe there's demons out there. I believe we can trust everybody.
Yeah.
But then also not having any faith at the exact same time, like with the gnomes and humans and elves, getting together. Maybe you should have some faith that this person is telling you the truth. But it's this weird mix of like, there's nobody really in the middle. Everybody is extreme, like, I absolutely don't believe this is happening, or I absolutely cannot believe that's happening. You know, they like totally accept everything, and nobody's kind of like cautious. Nobody's cautious.
Well, other than Will, I feel like Will and kind of Eritrea at some point says
Getting
like,
there. Getting there.
Yeah.
he's starting to be more awake because he's like, this doesn't really, you know, does anybody
And
else
at
have
the
a problem
dinner,
with this plan?
everybody did hesitate before they ate, so okay. But there's still a lot of moments where it's like, guys, you sure take a lot of things for granted.
Right, I mean,
a lot.
they just come across this place and all of a sudden this guy's like super welcoming, super nice.
Yeah,
I mean, we don't know this guy.
and it's like, let's just take a bath
With his
in
weird
his,
bath.
in his
Right?
place.
Yeah.
Should we talk about the bath, by the way?
Yeah, okay. that was interesting. So we get a little bit more on
Yeah.
Eritrea, who...
Wait, what?
Yeah, what? I know, we were like, what?
I kind of thought that was a dream, to be honest. I thought she was
looked a
having
little-
another sex dream.
I actually wish there could have. I was like, oh yeah, no. Eritrea was telling the truth of like,
Yeah.
we're not. She doesn't really specify. She has
She's
no.
bisexual.
Yeah.
She doesn't mind.
She was
doesn't
mine.
mind.
She'd
All
be
pleasure's good pleasure.
pansexual.
I like that. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, she's like whatever, and then man, Princess turns her down flat.
yeah.
But can we talk about how pretty the princess's hair was?
You really
I
like that.
like
Man,
too.
bath time. That's how
I
my
noticed
hair
that too.
looks.
I was like, when I get in a bathtub, it's not looking like
It's
that.
just it's so funny about this show. Same thing, and also Eritrea also looking really nice and like I'm
her
like
hair wasn't as cute.
It
but-
yeah.
wasn't.
I mean, I wear a shower
that,
cap.
too.
You know, it's not pretty. It's really weird
Mine's like
looking.
on top of the head.
Sorry, guys
Yeah,
or ladies, it's not that
It's
glamorous.
TV is not telling you the
TV
truth, guys.
magic.
I'm so
Yeah.
sorry. But you know,
And then you would have all the hair up. Because if you're bathing, you're
You have a
you're
couple.
not trying to get it wet.
Yeah,
or at
you
least the way she's doing it.
yeah,
So
yeah,
Just, the little
Doing it,
sexy
sorry.
wisps.
yeah, the tendrils, just
Yeah.
hanging very carelessly over your face and looking perfect, like whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's how it happens. But
course.
she does. She turns her down flat, which is
Oh,
kind of
absolutely.
like. I didn't know if she was kind of playing with her in the sense of like trying to make her uncomfortable, or if this was like a legitimate
I know,
thing.
I kind of wanted to know more. I'm like,
Or she was just
Are you
really,
serious?
really devoted to Will, even though Will was totally not devoted to her at that time.
Yeah.
wait, how would
She
that
brought that up. That Eritrea and Will had, slept
Yeah,
together. She brought it up
but that
twice.
doesn't mean I'm gonna go suck your face because you bring up my boy.
Suck
you
your
know?
face.
No, I'm saying that she didn't want to do it because she was just waiting for Will.
I think she probably does like Will, and I mean she's really
yeah.
into him. I think so.
I think she was trying to make her uncomfortable.
Yeah, probably trying to make her uncomfortable. Yeah, but
It was
also
funny.
I feel like she's probably lacked so much genuine love that she's like kind of taking like all these stabs at
True.
trying to have something. Even
Sure,
even if it means like, oh, the elvish
Yes.
princess who's like clearly, we're not gonna get along, but just anything really.
Yeah.
So that was kind of interesting.
She probably hasn't had many real female friends, maybe too. Like the Rovers, there were women, but it's mostly
Right.
men. So she probably hasn't even had like a normal like BFF girlfriend hang out.
Totally.
Non-romantic girlfriend in that
Right.
way. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I completely agree with you. I mean, it's just a horrible situation to like be brought up in. So
Yeah.
you're kind of seeing her
Ooh,
manifest
we saw her
this in-
tattoo of her branding.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, and the
I did
tattoo
quotes
horrible.
because I was like, wow, no offense, guys, but that did look like a water like.
It totally did.
That's the tattoos I did when I was a
It
little
was like
kid.
it was like metallic, like those flash tattoos.
I don't. Yeah,
It's like a
that.
peel
just-
and lick.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a little. But you know,
It's okay.
it's okay. We'll let it slide.
We'll
I mean,
figure
They
out what it
played it
means.
well.
they did. They did.
Treated it like it was real.
Yeah, and I found it like interesting. You know that's just more insight onto like what she's been like. She's
My
been
first owner,
manhandled.
and yeah.
Kind of manhandled, just a really awful situation. So you know what? I feel like she's starting to find like who she's supposed to be with, and it's
Yeah.
kind of like nice to see that because she's starting to really, you know, just fall into line with these characters. But so then that was the bath scene, but then we have the dinner scene, right?
Yep.
So
Yes.
I enjoy Cephalo is like cracking me up in this episode, regardless of his creepy past. But he's just like, what did he say? You're something. He calls him bastard and like says like a troll's left nut. I'm just like, he's just going at it.
Yep.
But he's the
I'm
only.
so hungry. There we go.
Yeah,
That
he
was
goes. I'm so
yeah.
hungry I could eat a troll's left nut or something like that. But he's the only one who actually makes the move to change the food. Right?
It was smart.
It was smart. Didn't work.
Didn't
No.
work, but
Did not work.
at least he tried.
Yeah, I thought when we saw Will, because Will's, you know, at the post taking care of the door with
Yeah.
his back to the door, because that's exactly how you do it.
Let me stay guard with my back to the door.
He's a hero in training.
He's a hero.
Yeah.
We got to give him some slack. He's in progress. But he's the first one to go down, really, because the little girl kind of, you know, brings in the food and whatnot. He's the first one to go down. I actually didn't expect to see the whole table like totally
No,
drugged.
I didn't either.
Yeah, that was a little bit of a surprise.
Yeah.
Not
I
like
thought it might
shocker
have just
surprise,
been
but
only Will at 1st.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Same with me there. And this little Mag character, so that's the other character that we're kind of introduced
Little
to
girl.
here. Little girl, kind of weird, but
Really weird.
halfling.
Creepy.
Little halfling,
She's
yeah.
like the first thing you see when they go into that place too. I'm like, oh my gosh, is this The Shining?
Yes, it's weird, and she's really
weird.
dirty, and she's got some like dreads that are not personal choice, but because of not bathing and stuff. So it's weird.
And they have bathtubs. We know this.
Yes, so it's all the more curious, right? And she kind of well, everyone, okay, so they are drugged and whatnot, and Remo takes them all of them to this kind of torture chamber thing where they're hanging, but Mag actually takes Will to like somewhere else, right? Kind of to keep him safe. So I thought this was very cute.
It was an interesting bonding thing to watch, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it showed a gentle, I mean, not that we haven't seen a gentle side of him, but it really showed a gentle side of him, like
Very
talking
protective
to a child.
Yeah,
side.
but a protective.
Explaining what the ocean was.
Yeah, and it was cute, but it's a
Yeah.
different kind of protective side. I agree with you. It's a protective side, but it's like a father-daughter or like
Yes.
big brother,
Nurturing.
little sister.
Yes.
Yeah, not like protective towards
Romantic interest.
Amberly or whatever.
I feel like though that's not uncharacteristic of him at all, because even in
No.
the first episode with his mom, he
Oh,
was
yeah.
very
Yes.
soft-spoken, very protective of her, wanting to heal her, save her.
Very good point. That makes total sense, and it's very cute, very just kind of nice, and I like how they kind of team up together
Yeah.
to kind of save Amberly
Yeah.
because she's
Ooh,
the
she's being tortured.
well, it's just
This is where she's so naive that I just rolled my eyes.
Yes.
I'm like, she's a little too goody two shoes of just like, no, the elven people would never do bad things ever. Like at you, and you're like, sweetheart.
No.
Wake up, the world is bad. Newsflash. What surprised me, well, actually, no, it did not surprise me, but it's perfectly in line with what you're saying about her being naive, is like, she's like, stop, I'm Amber Elecidil. I'm the, you know.
that was so dumb.
No, and on your chosen king or whatever, I command you to stop. I'm
As
like,
if that would work, sweetheart.
Sure.
I'm like,
Another
that-
example of naivete.
well, yeah, I'm like, that
Oi.
is not going to work.
No.
Not at all. So, of course, he's going to take her first into the torture room.
Yeah.
And then, but Eritrea, on the other hand, she's like, I'm going to take this in my own hands.
She was awesome this episode. Oh my gosh.
Cool. So cool. By
Team
the way,
Eritrea now.
By the way, Carrie,
Oh,
show
yeah.
us your hair.
All right, so I got my Eritrea.
She has her
hair.
Eritrea
I did my
hair.
braids.
It
I
looks
love that. I love
Yeah.
it. I love it.
It's-
It's like
So
it's
for
like
iTunes
business
people,
on
I
the
did
one
my
side.
braids on the side like Eritrea, and
She-
it also works for our other show later tonight. Go check out The Expanse.
Yes, totally. She's got
It's double.
belter hair and also Eritrea
Team
hair.
Eritrea.
Eritrea. It's just it's really really good.
really
it looks
cool.
Thank you.
it
Really
looks
cool.
awesome, and especially because it's such a like cool episode for her. I was just like
Oh, she
so
was
spot
cool.
on.
That was so smart. She like none of the boys tried to do the backflip thing to like get themselves free, and she's like, "I got this."
Whatevs.
She's
Just
like
wait.
she's used to being like kind of to help herself out of these
Yeah.
situations. So then you see
true.
all the other guys just hanging there being
Yeah.
like, and
This
she's
is
just
where rovers are better in a way that I'm like, okay. Amberly, it's like, okay, you've been raised as a princess, but
But
man,
she
these
has done
rovers,
this
they got better
before.
skills going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's totally done
Yeah.
this before, and also like you have an elven captain, and then you have like who do you have there? Yeah, and then Cephalo, who clearly has some experience, although he might be a little, creaky because he's.
I was gonna say, he
older.
might not be as nimble.
He's not as nimble. He's a little, just older, I guess. But yeah, she totally just shows them up. So in the other room, though, we have the horribleness that's about to go down. Oh,
Man, fingernail thing. I mean, it's not really that big of a torture thing, but man, fingernail ones always get me when I've seen it on other ones. Maybe just because when you get like a hangnail and stuff, it hurts so bad. So the thought of ripping a fingernail off.
These are all your nerves are like right there. So
just
stab me. That'd be fine. Don't rip my fingernails off.
I feel like the fingernails there's a reason they do that, or the bamboo shoots like up your fingernails to separate from the skin. Oh man, that is.
We're all flicking our fingers too for those.
I know we're literally all just like holding our hands because it's so horrible.
Don't want to think about it.
Yeah,
that was horrible. And then, so the other thing that was horrible.
So simple, and it makes you like cringe.
It does because he's just kind of like has all of them, attached to some machine, and he's like pulling them. Thankfully, Mag comes in and like stops him or whatever because she tells him that she got Will, but they have a better plan. And right before he's about to like puncture her. That's another one. The
lobotomy. Oh, that was worse too. And he was saying his wife. Sorry, I was like, that one really bothered me too. And he's like, yeah, well, just a few more hits, and then you'll be walking and talking, but you won't even care. And I'm like,
I was curious about the wife too, because
he'll totally lobotomize her as well.
Yeah, because in the beginning they're like, oh, her mother's gone, and like everybody was gone, and then it's like, oh no, he's crazy, he killed her.
No, he didn't kill her.
No,
but he lobotomized her.
She died.
She was a zombie. He made her a zombie of walking and talking, but she has no will. And
but then she died, right?
She's dead. According to Mag.
But prior. Like while she was with him.
Yeah, no. That's what I understood as well. I thought she was dead for some.
Yeah, I thought
who knows what reason.
But before she died, he lobotomized her so that she wouldn't put up a fight.
Yeah, and because Remo says like, my wife was scared too though, and I was like, is this like? So she agreed to this, and she was like, oh, I'm scared, but let's do it anyway. Let's just lobotomize me. Like,
no, I think he probably tortured her.
Oh yes,
yeah, I think so.
Okay, well,
which makes sense why a little girl would want to team up with them to be like, get away from dad.
Well, yeah, especially when she has that like. Just the vision of like, oh, I get to see maybe a sea and be out of here and be away from this crazy person.
Do you think she was lobotomized too? Because she was kind of zombie-like.
I don't think so, because he needs her.
I think she was the way she was because she's never left the walls.
Never seen any other people.
So
they're keeps or whatever that I think they call themselves.
Yes.
But yeah, no, he probably needs her a lot more and to like watch out and like to go scouting and whatnot.
He'll lobotomize her later. When she gets older.
Probably.
He would have, yeah, totally.
Like Cephalo was ready to do, which, I'm sorry, back on that, you weren't here. So, do you think Cephalo had his way with Eritrea ever?
Ever?
We talked about that.
Yeah, we did.
And I said yes.
I don't think so, because like
at some point.
No, I think the previous episodes he was like more of a father figure to her, even though not a very good father figure, but they were still like teaming up at some point. I don't think she would have done it if he had violated her.
I don't. Well, we were discussing that, but both Carrie and I think that they did something.
Well, maybe they had a mutual.
Sorry, I'm like tapping your makeup.
You're torturing me.
It's getting aggressive on this side of the.
Because when she rescued Amberly before, she just had this like, I don't want you to go through what I went through attitude.
Yeah, but I mean, she also lost her parents. She has no family. Maybe that was what it was for too. I don't know.
We don't know. Yeah. We don't know if any YouTube watchers, viewers have any thoughts. Let us know. I think a couple of you mentioned something like that in the previous episode. So just let us know what you guys think. We love to continue the discussion.
I feel like there's
deeper.
I feel like there's sexual tension anyway. Like maybe a love gone wrong
because
he's
a leech. He's such a nobody thinks he's a leech.
Oh yeah, no. But I think he totally. I don't know what he did specifically to her, but I do think he violated her in some way, shape, or form.
Like, yeah, absolutely.
Physically, sexually, okay.
Yes. And it could be in many different. It could just be like a mental thing.
I think more mental.
Yeah, and that also has a huge effect as well. But like, we will know. So anyway, after this torture, so Will goes to save Amberly, and then she was like, "I thought you were dead, or I thought I had lost you."
This is when I rolled my eyes.
Really? I was like so happy.
Okay.
Do tell.
It's okay, you have one guy who's trying to torture you. First of all, they shoot the guy down. Don't check to see if he's dead. First of all, and just make out. They just,
You gotta make sure he's dead.
She got out that finger device really fast too. How attached she was. I was like, ooh, and my fingers are off. I'm like, what?
I just thought it was a very inopportune time to start a relationship.
Makeout session?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree.
Or it should have been a quicker one. Like a hug, embrace, kiss, thank you, and then like pull apart.
And then when they walk in, I forget what the exact lines were, but when they walk in, it was like the reunion or something. What did they say exactly? I forget. When they walk in and see them kissing.
This needs to happen later.
Oh, something like that.
Yeah.
I thought it was pretty cheesy. I didn't like it.
Well, yeah, but it's gonna be inopportune, you know what I mean? Because it's just right there in the moment. It's like that moment where you feel like you've lost the person that you like love or whatever, and you see them and you're like, thank you, and then just embrace and kiss. I'm okay with it. Although I do think that he should have checked to make sure that Remo was dead.
Yeah, we should have made sure the bad guy was
double
dead.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Double tap. Because he just kind of like stabbed him.
Yeah, but the way he stabbed him in the neck, I was pretty much like, okay, that was a decent kill blow.
I agree with you.
We were talking, Maria and I were talking about how happy we were. Finally, they killed a character where it's like, it's a baddie of all bads. Just kill them now.
Yes.
There's no reason to keep them alive because guess what? They're going to come back and get you. And then wait, what happens?
And he does. You know, Mag helps them out, which is surprising.
This is a really sad part.
I love that she hit him over the head with a hammer, though.
I loved that, too. But then, so Remo's kind of like out of the picture for like a second. And she helps them out, and I was like, yay, she's gonna go with them.
I thought so, too.
And because like Will has this cute little connection with her and whatnot.
That would have been a good dynamic.
It would have been it would have been interesting.
interesting.
I kind of don't know how she would have served a good purpose for, I guess, the rest of the story, just because it would have been a little bit baggage heavy because she's a little girl. She has like a lot to learn.
I don't know. She might have some abilities we don't know about.
True.
That's a great point. That's totally a great point. But then Remo, the new resident creeper, who is whatever, he's dead, but comes back and ends up killing the little girl.
Oh,
By accident.
that was sad.
Yeah.
Oh.
I know, it was like perfect.
It did kind of feel like that though, because we were like, "Oh, cool," and then I was like, "Oh, she's gonna damn nabbits."
I know. I was kind of excited for her, and I think it's just really tender. Well, and they end up killing,
At least she dies right away though. They didn't.
Yes,
they didn't do a drawn out like.
No,
Go
instant.
on
scene.
without me. Like no, it's like, oh, she's dead.
Well, because that would have been incredibly cheesy as well.
Right.
Because it's also
Yes.
like this little girl who like, let's just
But
make
she's
short and
holding
simple.
the seashell.
Well, I think, is it she holding it or does Will
He
give
gives
it to her?
at the end.
Oh.
Yeah, Will gives it to her
puts
and
it in
puts it
her
in her
hand.
hand.
Okay, I thought
And
she
that
was
was like,
But she also saved Will too because Remo
Oh, yeah.
was pointing towards
Yeah,
Will.
yeah,
She
no,
just
absolutely.
jumped right in.
100%
So.
she
it's
saved
she knew
what
always
she was doing.
Absolutely.
always use children as body armor.
Absolutely.
That's the right way to go.
Well, she was small that it maybe could have gone through her and hit him.
I thought so too. Actually, I was thinking that when it first happened.
But that's not gonna
Maybe
happen.
that's not how it
anyway.
That's not how
Yeah.
this goes. But it really tender, I think, when he like puts the little thingy, the little seashell into
Yeah.
her hand, because I
Yeah.
was like, it's cute. It just shows a lot of good sides to him. A good side to him, which we already saw, but just kind of developing that a little more. But then we're exiting, and guess who shows up?
How did he get there?
And where the door was.
Oh, the door. First of all, the door to exit the building was
on
in
the side of a mountain.
bathroom.
was in the bathroom, which is interesting because
bath.
it's just like behind this cloth. It's like easy to get to.
Yeah.
And who knows? Let's just leave it at that.
Yeah.
Let's just leave it at that. But anyway, so who shows up? And we have the Reaper.
What?
The Reaper. And Will's like, I thought he was dead or whatever he says. And I'm like, that's when I'm just like, you guys as the characters need to really like get with the program because it's not that easy.
No.
Demons are not that easy to kill.
It's not
No.
easy.
None of them have been that easy.
Okay, did anybody have like a super quick second flashback to old school 90s Power Rangers?
Yes.
Oh, thank
Yes,
you. Wait,
yes,
thank
yes.
you. When
Totally.
the Reaper came out and he was like
Walking?
Yes.
Yeah.
It was a
All
little
the baddies and the old Power Rangers.
I
and like,
literally,
Yes.
it
With
was
their
like,
suits?
Yes.
It
Yeah.
was well. Actually, I had that, and then I also had a more elevated, I guess, because that was just like the other day I saw a Power Rangers clip because of casting situation that they were gonna have, and I'm like, oh, okay. But Balrog from Lord of the Rings. I don't know if you guys have that like really clear in your mind, but I've seen that movie like so many times, and that was just very similar. The structure of the scene and just the whole Reaper thing just reminds me of it. But I agree with you. It was very Power Rangery.
I thought so too. The smoke
and the red center like right here.
Yes.
But that thing is just really. I still think it's kind of cool looking though. You know, I like
At
how
least it's a cool villain.
Yeah, it's totally a cool villain.
Like you go, guys, you need to hurry up and run away.
Yeah, no, you
They're
can't.
really slow at running away.
Yeah. And then Crispin tries to take his hand at like defeating this villain, and I'm like, good luck.
Yeah.
No, that did not go well.
Oh, with the crossbow, I was like, really?
He was going really slow,
You
too.
thought that'd be a good plan?
I know, and you know what? He's kind of growing on me, so I'm kind of sad to see
Yeah.
Crispin
Well,
go.
I was about to say, he can't grow on you anymore.
No.
He's gone.
Oops. Too bad.
cute.
At least he died fast too.
He was
cute.
Yeah, he's cute.
Well, he's an elf. Aren't they all pretty much cute
They
elves?
are pretty all.
Mostly.
Can I bring up Evan? No, I'm kidding.
I said most.
most. That's good.
Wait, the young looking ones.
That's true.
Maybe when they
Young-ish,
get
except the
maybe
old
when they
one,
get
the one
old,
old
They
one.
hit the old age, and then it's like all the years catch up to them.
Wait a minute, there's only one old guy, the king.
Oh, Pyrea was also
No,
one.
no. And then there were like elders kind of people when they had the
yeah.
council.
Oh, the
They've
council,
had-
that's
But
right.
they weren't
seen them.
nearly as old as the king. The king
No
was
offense
like
to
the
old
oldest.
people, older people.
No.
The old people
Yes.
in the show are like 25.
Yes.
Oh no, yeah, they're not that old. Like
Yeah.
we're calling them old because it's just the world that
I know,
this is
I
in.
know.
It's like that would be old,
I just
but
have
they're
had
not.
people when you say old people and they just give you this look, and I'm like, I don't mean it in a mean way.
I mean it in relation
it's a
to everybody
qualifier.
else.
Yeah, exactly.
My grandma is really old. She is 100, and she is the
Wow.
cutest thing
Wow.
ever. Okay, has Alzheimer's, so she doesn't remember anything. She's like totally babysat, but she's adorable.
My
so
grandma just turned 90, so almost there.
nice. All
My
right,
grandma's young. She's like
all
70
right.
something.
Wow.
what?
See, in relation to
Yes.
the other old people, 70 is young.
Yes, there we go. And then we've come full circle.
Yes. Moving on.
Moving on. So anyway, Crispin falls
Yeah.
with the Reaper, and on the outside, frickin' Cephalo.
Okay, what is going on there? I could not
Frickin-
even.
With their
Could
zip
not
line?
even.
What is this?
He was just ready to bolt and go and leave him. He has no loyalty
Well,
to
he was
the
a
heroes
prisoner.
whatsoever.
Of course, he's ready to go.
Yeah, he's ready to totally
Can't
go.
trust
They
that guy
had a
at all.
moment, kinda, last episode.
Well, I feel like they're starting to become kind of
Yeah.
like this unit, and it's kind of
Yeah.
weird, but totally in character.
Functional, right?
But I feel like it's still totally in
Can't
character.
trust him.
Agreed.
It wasn't too surprising, but what I did find a little bit more surprising was that Eritrea was like, what are you doing? We're going back for them, or whatever
Yeah.
line she uses, and I'm like, oh, that's cool because she's finally
Yeah.
like,
Right.
she's
she feels the loyalty.
This is where she became even more like, okay, I'm definitely way more Team Eritrea now. Of like, yes, I will go back for my
Yeah.
people, and he's like, he will never love you back or something.
What was
So
that?
be it.
And
What
she's like,
was
so
that?
be it. Yeah.
You know what? I loved that. I thought
Sticking with her guns.
Yeah,
Go,
because
girl.
she's just for the mission now, and you
Yeah.
know what? Sometimes love
what's
is
a lot she's
unrequited.
in?
I think there's more to Eritrea than just being with them. I mean, the mark that we don't know anything about, her past
yeah,
that we
no,
know
totally.
nothing about.
I think we're gonna get more, especially in the coming episodes. I think we're
agree.
gonna get a little bit more juice to
Yeah, there's
her.
probably more going on.
But I do like
I
it
liked
that
it. I was like, you go, girl.
yeah.
I like that she went back. I thought the exchange
I was gonna
a bit cheesy.
say the quick that reminded me of on the Magicians. They have a moment where they said "Love wins" as a tagline. If anybody watches, that was a very funny moment too. But it was that moment where you're like, "Love wins." She's
Yeah.
going back for him.
And you know what? Sometimes no, you're not gonna get the guy, even though you're like, all these awesome things, which
But she
clearly
cares
she
enough
is.
about him that she wants to save him.
Yeah, and I think she also kind of started caring for Amberly too. So
Yeah,
I like
of
where this is
course.
going. She zip lines back.
That zip line was weirdly shot. That at first I thought it was like tilted. Yeah. So I'm like, there's no way you're gonna go back. So I'm like, oh wait, never mind, it's level, so forward and back, sure. And then at first I thought it was like this giant cavern that's like, oh heck no, I'm not going across that. And then it's like, oh wait, it's just like 10 feet. That's not that bad. I thought it was gonna be like 100 yards
Well,
away.
I didn't really. What struck me as kind of weird when she went back to go get them and they're on there and then the Reaper stops them by I don't understand how.
So
he
the Reaper,
stopped
I
them.
don't think he stopped them. I think the Reaper did was like grab the
He
hook,
pulled
the
it
axe
down,
thing,
which
and
made
pulled it
it,
down. So it
like
makes
stop.
it
level out.
right, exactly. So
Yeah.
it levels out.
So it is
you're-
tilted a hair.
It is.
So it's like you need that running start.
Yeah.
Well, how
But
did
then-
she get back?
Well, she did it running start.
No, she
and
did
go
it
back.
after.
It is more level than it appears because
Okay.
yeah, if it's a tilt, there's
You're
no
not
way
gonna-
you're
no.
gonna go back. So it's probably more like a slight.
Why didn't she just like throw it back?
I thought that was weird too. She should have just thrown.
Yeah,
the thing.
exactly.
Maybe that's not enough force. Maybe you need a little bit more weight so you can get some
Well,
better.
because she was like, what about them? And then Cephalo was like, we'll send it back for them. But then he changed his
But then
mind.
he's ready to cut it.
Right.
Yeah,
And
he's
that
like,
was the
whatever.
other thing. When they fell off, that was weird when he cuts it because I'm like, well, actually, I would think they would still stay. I mean, I know the bounce would probably make them lose their hand hold,
Yeah.
but I thought they would have fallen better. I'm like, actually, if it cuts, that's kind of good. Then maybe they'll keep going that direction. But no.
No, we have them fall down a precipice.
But they're gonna be okay.
We forgot that Will took out the stones again.
Oh, yes,
Yes.
sorry. Before we move on.
Why
and
don't
the
you
fall.
just die?
Yeah, he says, why don't you just die already? And you know what? It's
That
just,
line was a little like,
It's,
yay, but I liked it though.
yeah, but it's
It was
also
appropriate.
It's him, yeah.
It's very appropriate.
totally
It's
appropriate.
exactly, well, what else would you say? That's what he wants.
And
Why
it's
don't you
also-
just die?
It's literally also kind of how this freaking world works. It's
Right.
like,
Yeah.
just die already. I mean, we have the changeling that hasn't died. We have
Yep.
the Reaper
Yeah.
that came back to
Yep.
life. We have, which we'll go on to this next, but also the Al-Anon thing, question mark.
Yeah.
Right.
But anyway, he tries to defeat
Yeah.
them. They fall down into that precipice, and then we don't know anything else
the end.
until
Yep.
next episode.
Yes.
So, now that I said about Al-Anon,
Yep.
Going back.
now,
Transition to that.
now let's
Let's head on over there.
Let's head
Back
on
to the
over
palace.
there. Back to the palace. So Eventine is officially, the changeling is officially Eventine, starting to work his little black magic, trying to get people off of the druid side.
Yep.
He's kind of pitting them against each other too. I felt like.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, just trying to
bad stuff.
mess things up left and right. But then Al-Anon is actually taking care of Bandon, and when Bandon kind of momentarily wakes up, he touches Al-Anon, and like, what happens there? I mean, that was
They like
Transfer
portal
of
to this,
energy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
so
This
now
crazy world.
He
Yeah.
almost not got caught there.
yes. But what I was thinking is like, it's.
Yes.
I think that the Dagdamor, well, that's what I thought. Dagdamor is inside Al-Anon's mind, but Al-Anon is
Okay.
much stronger than Bandon, so it's like kind of coming and going, and he
Yeah.
now has like this kind of access to it, so that's kind of scary.
And then Dagmar mentions how strong Bandon is.
Yeah, he does,
So.
and that he understands why he would want,
Yeah.
the kid or whatever.
Actually, he made it sound like Al-Anon was jealous. He said
Really?
something.
Yeah?
I forget what the line was exactly, but he said something that's like, you were right to. I don't know what it was exactly, but I kind of was like, so wait, is Al-Anon almost like apprehensive or something? That was the word. I forget. Do you remember? Anyway, it just made it go, wait, Baby Bandon is way more impressive than he knows yet.
Yeah.
But he doesn't know how to tap into it. But I love that shot where they were trying to push Al-Anon into the cage as well.
and couldn't.
Yeah.
But I'm confused. I'm
Yes.
not. I mean, it's a confusing thing. We don't really know much about it, but I felt like he was pretty much fully gone. Like his eyes kind of turned black, and I don't know. Is he really kind of going back and forth, or is he? I got the impression he was done. He was gone.
Bandon, yeah,
Bandon?
but Al-Anon.
Al-Anon.
I thought.
Oh, no.
I think he's coming back and forth because then we have the whole scene. Well, what's it called? Arion and Catania go get the Warlock sword, but then when Al-Anon is in front of Eventine with Arion, and he sees the Warlock sword, it's just like he knows that it's like evil and it means all this evil.
Yeah.
And I feel like he's fully there. He's
Oh
totally
no, I think
there.
he's fully there. I just think at that point he's very drained of all the energy he's had to expend to do all this. Which Al-Anon for the king though. Remember when the Changeling had a line a couple episodes ago where it was like, I have to use so much energy to cloak myself.
Yeah.
Changeling doesn't seem tired anymore. Anybody else notice that? I could be the king and I don't not tired at all.
Yeah, but at that moment, in that little exchange right there, even though, yes, I agree with you, he's doing a good job of cloaking himself or herself
Yeah.
or itself, that is when Al-Anon is like, wait a minute. I should have killed you.
He can't say. Oh yeah, no, he does. He takes a minute and then he goes, wait.
He's like, wait, and I should have killed you when I had the chance. And then Arion comes in, tries to kill him. What do you guys think? Do you think Al-Anon is dead? Like, you kind of burst into flames. I'm thinking the way this world works, I'm saying he's not dead because
I don't think so either.
I thought he was. I did.
Ooh, okay.
I mean,
okay.
we've
So
lost
do druids just vanish into thin air?
I don't know, but we've lost a lot of main characters, so it wouldn't.
But then
be...
there's a body.
I don't know.
I don't think he's dead at all.
No.
I mean, I feel like he's pretty essential. He's a pretty important character.
Yes.
Although I thought the king was too.
Me too, totally.
But again, there was a body.
But then,
So.
Yeah.
exactly, there was a body there. You're right, but also the king is technically like still there. It's just a changeling. So
No, but he's
well, he's dead. But I mean, it's the changeling in his form. So we're still seeing like
Yeah,
the visual part of the king.
Then where did he go? Did he go to the other dimension?
I feel
the demon
it's kind of
dimension?
like either it's gonna be using magic, he's been transported somewhere else.
Yeah.
So that's option 1. Option 2, it's semi like Obi-Wan Kenobi, like he has just disappeared in terms of like he's a different form of energy now.
Okay.
Which is another version of magic. Like either A, back to 1, his body's literally somewhere else, or 2, his energy is displaced differently. YouTube, if you guys got another suggestion. If you have not read the books, that's cheating. Don't tell us ahead of time.
Yeah, just based off of what we can see in the show.
Or if there's another option. I'm going a little bit more like he is somewhere else, or the energy is moved somewhere else, and then he'll be back. He'll be back.
I like that too. I think he's way
he'll be
too.
back, I guess.
Yeah, I think he's way too powerful, way too important to just all of a sudden kill him off.
Does he have like a homing beacon back to his like?
Oh yeah, when we
his
found
health
at the beginning.
base.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean to the druid keep where
we
he was
first
having his
found it.
sleep?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because that would be really smart for druids. Of like, if I have some like I'm going to die incident.
Yeah, you like
I get
transport.
immediately transported back there so that you don't die.
So wait,
Can
now
we
they can
get some of that stuff here? Like, can we get one of those? Yeah,
We'll find out, but you know,
we'll find out and see if he's well and alive.
This is a world where we don't even know. Like, there's so much that could happen.
Well, I mean, let's just put it this way: our main heroes fall down this seemingly
they're
endless
not dead
pit,
either.
and they're not dead. We know they're not dead.
No, they can't be dead. Otherwise,
well, we saw the previous two.
yeah. And also we saw the previews.
The show would be over.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
Good point.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway.
All right, and so on to just quickly the last little chunk that we'll talk about, which was very surprising. So we have Ander and Commander Tilton
Yes.
going with the gnome Slanter, and he sees the dead gnomes, but kind of tries to attack Ander and Tilton and get away, right?
Yeah.
But he comes back because he saw it, which I'm glad for, because I'm like, you know what? These people need to start kind of working together.
They do.
Yeah.
There's one big bad guy, and everybody is gonna have to join forces together to get rid of him.
Absolutely,
Totally.
absolutely. And then, so the gnome comes back, and he tells them, like, I didn't believe it, or I didn't, until I saw it with my own eyes. And he takes them.
Eyes.
Yes, eyes, exactly. Carrie was doing a little
I'm doing
eye signal.
eyes watching you.
He takes them to where the Dagdamor is.
And it seems very close. Did it feel as close? I mean, or maybe we
You know what?
jumped
That was a
time.
criticism that I read from the first part, where this a huge expansive world, and they're just like, oh, I'm here, I'm here, I'm here. Like, it's not so expansive.
Well, our campaign, what do we call them?
The company.
The company. They take forever to get anywhere.
They do.
But
They so do.
but seeing like all the major demon army, that felt really
Right.
close. I didn't get a sense that they traveled to it, so I totally agreed. I'm like, wait a minute.
I was kind of under the impression that the demon world was a different dimension. I got that impression when we first
Okay,
first
okay.
It
half.
was too. Yeah.
I didn't know that
like,
it was a physical place they could go to and like creep on. You know what I mean?
I actually had the opposite. So I actually saw it as a physical place,
you
just
did.
protected by like an energy ball.
Oh, see, I thought.
But then why doesn't Dagmar leave it?
Because he's not strong enough yet.
Yeah.
As long as Amberly's alive and she has that little seed thing, he will not be strong enough.
Now, when
And as long as the Elcrease is alive, sorry.
when the
still,
Elcrease leaves fall, do the demons appear in that space?
I think
think
so.
so.
I think every
Okay.
time a leaf falls, according to what we've been seeing, is
So they're not in another dimension.
So
in
was
a
this
way.
place here like
they're
was
actually
that,
released from the forbidding. That's what it is. So like the forbidding is
Got
kind of
it.
like what keeps them, but they're
Oh, there you
released
go.
from
They
there.
were in the other place.
Right,
Now
and
they're in
every
our
time a leaf
space.
falls,
Got
So
one
they
escape.
were in
Yeah.
a different dimension. Okay, see.
Yeah.
They
Well,
were all trapped in that
space.
forbidding thing. So they're like
So
in a
has
little.
this place been here the whole time? It just hasn't always been evil, or did it just appear?
Which one?
Hasn't always been evil, is my guess.
Which one?
Where
the
Dagmar,
Dags-
where his
I
home
think-
base is.
Yeah, I think it's just like a place that he popped up from, or
Yeah.
maybe that is where the forbidding is, and that just kind of like cracked open and they crawled out.
they
Oh,
didn't-
yeah, there you
okay.
go. That's
So-
a good visual.
But
I like
maybe
that
it's
idea.
just it hasn't been opened, so technically it
So
was
they
kind
didn't
of
know
safe.
that it was there until
Yes.
now.
Yes,
yeah, exactly.
So it wasn't there until now.
I guess, yeah. Once you crack it open,
I don't know. Like I said, I was under the impression when I think demons,
Has
I
there
think
ever been
hell, I think different dimension kind of thing.
yeah.
Has there ever been a map that we've seen specifically?
Not on the show. When you
Okay.
read the books, they have maps, but not for the show. They
Because
haven't. They
maybe
don't show
that
you
would
like
also
a.
help. Of
That would
like-
be true, yeah.
They don't do like a little
look
Game
at
of
it.
Thrones like
Hey, guys,
over the
oh,
world thing.
That
Guys,
is so
tweet us-
helpful
tweet
in
us
the
a map.
beginning. Yeah, please. we
Tweet us a map of
clearly
this
need some
world.
help.
We can't Google it, so tweet it.
You do the work for us.
Yeah. Explain to Heather G what OG means, please.
Someone, please.
By the time we get off of this, somebody will.
I'll have like 100 tweets.
Yeah, probably. We'll make this. We'll solve this conundrum.
Yeah.
All right. So that kind of puts us at the end of this episode. Pretty impressive, that army that the Dagdamor has.
Wait, the conversation with
What
the
conversation?
commander and.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Let's.
That was interesting.
That was
I like
interesting.
that she told him the truth. She was like, you know what? You changed.
Yes.
It was more words than that, but that's what she was saying.
You
I
changed.
liked it.
Booze, doubt, guilt, or whatever.
I was waiting for you every day, and then I'm like,
No, but she also
slightly
says, I'm
awkward.
kind of waiting for the old
go
Ander
back,
to
yeah.
wake up. So I'm thinking like, is she really in for Arion, or is she really like, Ander is my man, is
yeah,
my
but
dude?
isn't that kind of weird? I was saying, I'm like, so that means every time she's like hooking up with the brother, I'm thinking of you. Like that's essentially because she's like,
that's
but she said that
nasty.
she's like, I'm waiting for him. Why would you say
So
that
how
to
many
him while
love
you're still with
triangles
it?
is this show gonna have?
This show, this is what it does. This is what it does
Two.
well.
We only got two going on.
We
Right
only
right
have
now.
two right
Just
now,
two.
yeah.
Well, if you count Eritrea and Amberly, that would be.
But that's just two.
Is it the same look?
That would be the same love triangle as Will,
we,
Amberly,
need a
Eritrea.
chart like they do with the Kardashians.
Next week we'll bring a
We're
chart
We're gonna
in.
have a chart.
Well, and then we got to give equal opportunity because someone on it was either YouTube or Twitter.
Oh, yeah, we were
mentioned,
saying, like-
we did just Team Bandon, Team Al-Anon.
Oh, true
and,
that.
But then we're like, wait, what about Team Amberly, Team
Yeah,
Eritrea?
because,
gosh.
so
and
everybody's got a team.
Yeah, even Bandit has a little thing going on.
Yeah,
even though
he's
he's
got
in
a
his
little-
little dream
Yes.
state.
Yeah, with Katanya. Poor Bandon. Okay, all right. So I guess that brings us to the end of the episode. But yeah. So what do you guys think's gonna happen? I know we saw some
Your
previews.
AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Yeah. So we have some previews from the next episode.
You
but
go
what do you
first.
do? You guys
Oh,
any have
gosh.
like
You always make me go
anything?
first.
What do you think's gonna happen
was
here?
what?
You always make me go first, so I'm making you go first this time.
Great. Well, I think the gnomes. Yes. Gnomes and the humans will finally hurry up and get on the bandwagon of, oh, yes, we should probably team up with the elves to get stuff done. So that's going to happen. I don't know if that necessarily be the next episode. That might be over the next couple. I feel that might
True.
happen too fast.
Good point.
I do. Al-Anon might be gone for at least one episode. I don't know if he'd come back as soon as next, but he'll be back. Don't worry, Maria. He will be back for you.
I love Al-Anon. He's my fave.
Eritrea is going to continue to grow closer to Will and Amberly.
Yes.
Sorry, these are very vague predictions. My predictions are a little more vague. I don't have like very specific dates.
It's kind
And
of hard. This is a very
Cephalo-
anything can happen world.
either he's oh, there you go. Cephalo's going to he either is going to leave them or he's going to have some sort of like aha moment and be like, "Oh wait, I should stay with you guys and help you out." Like maybe he'll
I'm gonna
witness something.
stem off that. Okay,
Go for it.
Cephalo kind of betrayed them. I mean, he could
Just a little.
clearly see that the Reaper was, the blue light was happening. Will was taking
only
care
cares
of the
about himself.
situation. Exactly. He only
Yes.
cares about himself. Cut that rope. Done.
Yep.
He's gonna run because
Yep.
I mean he
Totally.
tried to kill them.
Yep.
They're gonna find him. They're gonna get their revenge. I'm not sure what they're gonna do. I don't know that they'd kill him. They don't seem like the killing type to me unless it's a bad guy.
Absolute baddies. Yeah.
So I don't think they're going to kill him, but I think they're going to enslave him. He's going to get what's coming to him because he's clearly not as loyal
Yeah.
as Eritrea is.
I can go with that.
So, to piggyback on that,
There you go.
doing a little piggyback session here.
Yes.
So I actually think, you know how we saw in some other previews that it looks like the company's going to get overrun by these
Yes.
other like
Other people.
Other people. I think Cephalo's going to be the one to save them from that.
Redeem
himself and be like, and it's going to save them from that and might join, who knows. That's what I think for one. And then for the other one is I think that we also see, unfortunately, that the Dagdamor is going to be fighting with, to the sword with like, I think both of the brothers.
princes, yeah.
The princes. I think we're going to lose one. And unfortunately, I think it's Ander, which is the one that I think all really like. Not Man Bun, but the other one.
Yes.
Man bun.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were calling him Man Bun. And
Well, he's got the little man bun. It's easy.
Man Bun survives, switches his tune, and becomes a good character. That'd be nice.
That's also a good prediction.
Yes.
I very much like that.
He'll lose his brother and be like, and realize his father's dead and be like, I'm sorry, I've been an a-hole this whole time.
Or he'll
My
flip
bad.
and be like, I'm in charge now, biatches.
We said that word
Biatches.
on another show and that was okay.
I'm in charge now, bitches.
Yeah. I like that. They did say it on the show.
And it's on the radio. We talked about that too. We're like, it's on the radio now.
Yeah. So it's all good.
Anyway.
Plus, wait, Amberly and Will are gonna blossom.
Yes.
Okay, now
All right. So that kind of brings us to the end of our predictions and the end of our little after show.
Mm-hmm.
So, ladies, where can the lovely YouTube watchers and iTunes listeners,
iTunes, Twitter, all you people out there in
all
the
you people out
interwebs.
there, where can they find you?
All right, yeah, you can find me online at Twitter and Instagram at Kari D Lane, and that's Kari Kari, and Facebook at Kari Lane Actor.
You can find me, Heather Gardner, at Heather GTV. I'll get my name right one of these times. Tweet me, what is OG?
Yes, she wants to know, and we want to know what you guys tell her OG is, because who knows if that's even right. No, I'm just
Thank
kidding.
you for all your tweets and comments. We
Yes,
love
we
reading
love
them.
it. We do.
Absolutely. Thank you guys for watching our after show. We have I think we have like 4,000 views on the one from last week, and we have a bunch of views from the first one, so just keep at
thumbs
it.
up on those videos and iTunes.
Yes, totally. And also, like, comment. We love to talk with you guys and chat about the episode and the show, because we love it, even though, you know, we like go all out here, but we absolutely love this show. So let us know what you think. Let us know what you think about, you know, the show, everything. Follow AfterBuzz on Twitter and subscribe to our channel, because we have so many other shows that we also do here that are amazing, including The Expanse and Magicians. And then, Heather, are you on anything else?
This is my only one.
This is her only
Dedicated.
one.
Dedicated to Shannara.
Super dedication. Tweet at us, and also you can use the hashtag ABTVTSC. It's kind of a letter jumbo, but that's for the Shannara Chronicles. And just get at us. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat at MGCVSST. So we hope to hear from you guys. Stay tuned, and we'll be back next week, same time. Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.